My name is Seth Bani, and today I'm going to show you how to design this.
Alright guys, so let's go into Photoshop, and then the dimension will be 1000 here. The width is 2000. This is simply for screens, digital screens, and for social media handles. I'm not going to print this one. And so if you want to print this, click here and set it to perhaps inches and put real life measurements over here. Come here and select here and use the CYMK color. Alright, else when you print it, your color is going to change. You realize that you have a color over here and then you print it out and the colors look distorted. You don't want that to happen. So 2000 pixels, 1000 pixels, 72 pixels per inch, RGB, 8-bit white. Let's call it church banner, and then you click on create. Alright guys, so we have something like this, and let's start with how to create our background. So let's drag this in there and just hold Alt and Shift and then bring it like this. Now duplicate it, transform it, and then flip it vertical. Awesome. Now give the topmost one a mask. Click on the mask, click on your brush, set here to black, or you could click here to toggle between so that the down one will come up. So I have black here, and then I'll set the opacity to 100, the flow to 100. I also like to choose the soft brush, and then even the soft brush, make sure the hardness is 0. Also set your caps lock off and then clean on it. The second thing is, I don't like the shiny in the middle. I want to get rid of it, and so the best thing I can do is I'll select the two of them and then Control E to merge them together like this. Now duplicate it just in case, just to have a reference. Sometimes you make a mistake here, you can't go back, so I'll mute this one. This is my backup, just in case I mess up on this particular layer. Click on it and then come and look for your clone stamp. Alright, click on around this area, hold Alt, press and hold Alt and click around this area. Now you can release it and just fill it. So that's what we are going to do. Okay, so now something like this is great, and so let's delete the one beneath it. We are going to use this one, and then let's also pick a color fill. Oh sorry, let's pick a color fill, rather a solid color, and then type in this particular code 020010. Enter. Let's set it to overlay. Let's see. Alright, so it brings a nice effect out. Another color again, and then let's type 000220. I know you're wondering why is he using two color fill. There's an effect I want. I can't really get it. Let's use this one. Alright, I can't really get it, so I have to use two color fill to really arrive there. So this is what you are going to get. Alright, so this is what we are going to get. Come on, move to, and then I'll put these three in a group and call it background. And next thing I'm going to do is to bring the text. So I'll click on my text tool and then type here, then I'll pick the details. Everything you need to design this particular flyer will be in the description for you, and so you wouldn't have to worry at all. Everything will be in the description for you. I also like to use the Morganite font, and so the fonts, the resources, they will be in the description for you. We're going to use this one. Let's set the font size to 291. Let's set it to black over here. Also, let's set the tracking to turn, and then let's make sure this is unticked. We'll set it to white as well, and then this one, to make it uppercase, let's use this one. Let's drag it somewhere here and see. Alright, so it's in the middle. Now this is great. Let's zoom in a little bit to be able to do the work on the details. So something like this works well. I also like to pull this here and pull this here and pull this there and pull this here. Then I'll double click it and then go and then look for drop shadow somewhere here, and then click on it. Set here to multiply. We're also going to use a black color, so choose black color, and then the opacity, let's make the opacity 35%, and then the angle, let's make the angle 122, and also let's set the distance to 3, and then the spread to 20, and then the size to 35, and that's all. We'll leave this as this, and then you click on OK. Just duplicate it, and then this one I'm going to name it stroke, just so it doesn't confuse me. And then I'll right click here and then clear layer style. That way the effect doesn't really apply to this one. I want to create a new effect for it. So for the stroke, let's double click it again, and then let's go to the stroke here, of course, and then let's set the size to 7 for the stroke. Also set here to outside, and then let's set it to normal here. The opacity, let's set it to 100. We are going to leave this as the same thing, but then the color, we are going to change the color to this particular color. And then we'll click on OK, just to give it a little gray dark color over there. Then we'll come to bevel and emboss. Then we'll come here and choose stroke emboss. That's what we are looking for. Also set here to smooth as well, and then that's the depth, let's see, 365. Set the direction to up, and then set the size to 202. Okay, now you can see that it's popping up a little bit. That's what we are looking for. It's popping up a little bit. And then the soften, let's set the soften to 6, just to soften the effect a little bit on it for us. Then the angle, let's set the angle to 1, 2, 2, and then probably yours is going to be like something like this. I want you to come and choose this, so you can see the effect over here. It's showing us over here. We want this particular one. Also let's choose screen over here, set it to white, and then the shadow over here, you could set it to any color. I'll choose gray, somewhere here, works well for me. And then 50%, 50%. Then I'll go to contour, and at contour I will leave it as this, and then I'll set the range to 66, and then I'll click on OK. So I am going to have an effect like this. Click over here on empowerment, click on a new layer, pick your rectangular tool, and then drag and create a rectangle here. Then select the color. Let's choose this particular gray color, BFC 0C1. Okay, then right click it and then create clipping mask. So this way it falls into the empowerment. So see, it's in there. But then we have to also be very, very strategic here. For the effect to look very nice and beautiful, it needs to fall within where the white stroke, aligns. So that's where we want it to be. So let it fall there. Nice. Now I can see it's over there. That's how we want it to be. Give it a mask. Pick your brush tool. Set here to black. Here to soft, hardness to 0, opacity 100, flow 100. Click on the mask area. Make sure your caps lock is off. Click on your brush. And then delete or clean around this area. Don't go too far. Just clean this area. And just like that, you end up creating an effect like this. It's very simple. Let's put it all in a folder and let's call it empowerment. So I'm going to duplicate this and then mute this one just in case I want to come back to it. I'll come back to it. And then this one, Control E to merge it up. Resize it. Let's type here. Pick M and then paste it there. With this we are going to use Morganite as well, but then we want to make sure this is off. Make it small letters, and then the size, let's use 161. The tracking is also going to be turned, and then the color, let's choose a more yellowish color, FFB505. That's what we are going to use. Drag it somewhere here. Let's type somewhere here as well, and then pick 5 days and then paste it there. We are going to use color white for this, but then let's change the font. Okay, let's still use Morganite, but then the size, let's change the size to 84, and then we are still going to set it to black, Morganite black. The tracking to turn, and then this time let's make both as well. It's the same thing. Click on your move tool and then move it somewhere here. And then let's pick WAP. We see this dot. Let's pick WAP. Yeah. Push this one in there a little bit. So we are going to work with this. We're going to put all of them in a folder, and we are going to name it theme. And then let's put it in the middle. Great. The next thing we are also going to work on is this particular empowerment. It needs to stand out a little bit more. Open it, go to empowerment, Control T, and then drag it here. So you want it to align with the transformation bars. Okay, that's awesome. And you also want to bring it a little bit here and a little bit here. You see, so something like this. So that means that this one is not really needed. Yeah, this one is not really needed. Control T. So you see, it's here falls exactly on the bar, and this one is just a little bit beneath it, and that is what you want. To click on your and then drag it up. Just drag it up. Make sure you don't move above the line, or go to just drag it on the line like that. Just drag it like that and drag it up. If you go this way, you've missed it. If you go this way, you've missed it. It has to fall over here. And that is it. Now let's start with our images. So let's go there and then let's pick our images. I'll start with this and then drag him there. Okay, give it a mask. We'll work on him later on. The next one is this lady. Also drag her there. It doesn't matter how you arrange it, just explore and then experiment. And then I'll pick another one, because you can see it's going up like this. That's the that's the style I want to use. And then drag him down as well. Okay, now let's give each one of them a mask. Alright, so I'll put all these ones and I'll name it right. In fact, let me add this to it. And then this one I'll name it brush. Click on your brush to caps lock off, increase it, and then set here to white and just click there. I'll set it down a little bit, give it a mask, clean around it. Then I'll pick the images to the left side. I'll pick this one as well. I feel like this one is too big. Yeah. Alright, so this one too, let's resize it. So if you have realized, do you realize that I try to keep all these people in this direction? The ones over here are facing the right side, the ones over here are facing the left side. If I can't make them face the left side or the right side, I make sure at least they are looking straight. So this one will also face the left side. Let's see. Alright, so their heads are the same, at least. But this is too big. Let's give them mask each. Okay, so we can put all these in a folder and then let's call it left. Now let's put both left and right also in a group and let's name it images. Give it a black and white, and I'm going to mask it to clipping mask to the images. I want it to be like this. That's the effect I'm looking for. Then I also go for the curves, clip it to it, click here, then drag this side down. Exactly, that's what I'm also going to look for. Then type there and then just paste it. For love in his presence, we are going to use taken by vulture, and then we are going to set the size to 127, and also we are going to let the tracking to be 10, and then the color we are going to choose this particular color, FF or simply just pick this yellow color. Makes it more simple, right? And then we align it to the middle. Now also click on your image and make sure at least your image, all of them, align quite to the middle. Alright, so the same distance here at least appears to be the same distance here to the eyes. Now that we have this, we also want to double click on Love in His Presence and then click on drop shadow, go to this side and then click on multiply. We also want to set it to black. We want opacity to be 76%, and then we also want here to be 1 2 2. We set here to 9. We set the spread to 10, then we'll set the size to 10, and then that's all. We'll leave it like this. Then we will start with the names of the individual people. Pick Elvis Okine and then paste it there. We are going to use Helvetica. Let's set it, let's click on this to make it quite big. The size is too big, I'm sure we already know that, so let's set the size to 16, and then let's also set this side to regular, and then let's set it to 15.7, yeah, and then click here. Let's set the color to color white. Let's see. Alright, so let's use the one in the middle. So that's all, middle aligned, and then drag it somewhere here. Duplicate it and drag it here. Let's pick the name and paste it there. So we are going to call this one names. Then copy. Let's paste it somewhere here. And then with this, let's set the font to Helvetica. Let's set the size to 20. Also, let's set the tracking to, let's say, 170. Alright, click here, and then let's set the color to FFB 505, or you could pick the yellow color over here. Then let's make sure it is also aligned. Let's see whether we can push this up a little bit. Okay. It's also aligned. Let's duplicate that one and bring it down a little bit. Let's set it to Helvetica regular, and then also click here. Let's set the size to 23, and then so the leading, let's set it to 41.8. Let's see, that is quite good. Also the tracking, let's set it to 170, and then let's change the color to color white. Now what we also want to do is we want to make sure the distance here are the same, so let's push it quite closer, so the distance between this and this and the distance between this and this are the same. We just want to give it a different feel. Let's push it up slightly. And then let's deal with our sponsors. Sometimes people would like to sponsor such programs. Let's just acknowledge them. So let's see, this one is we're going to call this one details. Details. Sponsors. For the sponsors, we are still going to use Helvetica, but we are going to make it bold. We're going to set the size to 27, the tracking to 0, let's make it bold here, and let's choose this one as well. Change the color to color black if you haven't done that already, and then make sure the text is in the middle of the white space or white rectangle. Then we can start with our logo. You can import your logo to the place. And then we have the date too. Let's click here and then pick Sept, paste Sept there. Let's call all these sponsor. Sept. Sept is good. We are going to use railway for Sept. Railway for Sept. And then we are going to change the font to 51. Let's change the color to color white so we can see it clearly. We are going to set it to bold, set it to italics, also click here, and then let's not make it bold, let's make it thin. Yeah, thin. Duplicate it and then move it here. Let's pick 20th to 24th, paste it there and drag it like that. Let's choose Helvetica for this one. We are choosing Helvetica because of the numbers. Railway doesn't work well with numbers, and so I don't like to use it. I'll make it bold here. I'll set it to 54, 54. Also going to leave it the same here as well. And then I'm going to pick the rectangular 2 and then draw a rectangle. Awesome. Drag it down, click on the date and then pick color black. Let's zoom in to work on the details, see it clearly. So let's push this back. Let's push it here too as well. Make sure it falls within the middle of the rectangle. In fact, let's skew the rectangle. Skew it. Okay, now you can drag it this way. And then let's make sure September falls within the middle of it. Alright. Let's bring it down like this. and drag it like this. Let's go this one. Date. Let's pick this. Let's click here and then let's paste it there. Then click here for it to be left aligned. Let's change the size to 19. We also make sure it's held vertical. Let's set it to regular here, and then let's set the leading to 18. And let's drag it there. Let's go back and let's pick our logo. Yeah, it's good. And then let's put it in there. Let's call it logo. And then let's start with a time. Let's click here. This time. And paste it there. And then the time, let's set the font to held vertical. Let's set held vertical. Let's set it to regular. Let's set it to 19 over here. And then let's set the tracking to 120. Make it bold as well and click here. Let's set it to yellow. So let's pick this one. And then let's set it somewhere up a little bit. Duplicate it and bring it down. Then let's pick the time itself. Now this is going to be a lot of contrast here. I spoke about contrast in some of my videos. We'll set it to white. Okay, now let's boost the size. Let's set the size to 54. Also, let's make it bold here. Let's set the tracking to 0. And let's see. The other thing is, let's set the rulers here. Okay, let's bring this there. Let's duplicate it and bring it down. Let's name this one venue. Let's call it host. Yeah, we already have our venue. Let's call it host. And then let's pick the name of the host and paste it here. However, the size, let's change the size to 33 and let's drag it up. And let's put everything in the folder. And let's call it time host. Let's see how it looks like in general. Alright, so I think I'll push the host up a little bit and bring the whole folder somewhere in the middle here. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, this is how you create this kind of flyer. It's quite simple. I was hoping it would take quite a short time, but then I hope you learned something new from this particular banner. Also, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please kindly do so and then hit the bell icon so that anytime I upload new videos you won't miss out on any of my content. Also, like this video, give it a thumbs up and then send your comments below. I love you all guys. See you in the next tutorial.